Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. You know, Danny Garcia is a dude. He seemed like he's an okay person, but I'm going to tell you something. If you wonder why Danny Garcia has been criticized a lot, it's because of some of the things he's done in certain situations, how he's handled things. You know, one, a lot of people were angry at his father leading up to the Keith Thurman fight, where his dad kept calling Keith Thurman out of his name. You guys already know what he called him, you know. And hopefully I'll run into Angel Garcia someday, because I do plan on asking him about that to his face. And if I don't get him, I will ask Danny Garcia. Because at the end of the day, you got to start asking these guys questions like that. You got to stop being scared to ask these dudes the tough questions. And I promise you guys, I will ask Danny Garcia or his dad what's up with some of the things they have said about some of these black fighters and black people. I promise you guys that. Then you look at Danny Garcia, sometimes his opponent selection, and certain fights that he fought in that he should have tried to revisit the situation. A lot of people felt he should have rematched Mauricio Herrera. I mean, after all, he rematched Zav Zuda. He rematched Eric Morales. So people was wondering, like, hey, why didn't you rematch, you know, Mauricio Herrera or Lamont Peterson? Two fights that people thought you lost. Now, you ended up getting a nod in that fight, but a lot of people thought that you lost those fights clearly and that you should have fought those guys again, and you chose not to do it. Danny Garcia has a history of allegedly turning down certain fights or refusing to fight certain guys. Case in point, now there was a rumor, this is fact, there was a rumor that Danny Garcia was offered a fight with Floyd Mayweather, and he turned it down. That he said no. But allegedly he was pursuing a fight with Manny Pacquiao, which meant he believed that he could beat Manny Pacquiao before he could beat Floyd Mayweather. Then he turned down a fight with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman offered Danny Garcia a title shot, and he said no. Then I know for a fact that him and his dad refused to fight Kareem Mayfield. Now, I know some people going to say, oh, well, you hang around Kareem Mayfield and you talk to Kareem Mayfield, you communicate. Yes, that might be true. Yes, I know Kareem Mayfield. But I was saying this before I even met Kareem Mayfield and started communicating with him. You know, I knew this. Kareem Mayfield has said on several occasions that he tried to fight Danny Garcia, and he said his pops didn't want the fight. See, this is why I know a lot of times this shit be bullshit when these fighters say, you know, oh, I'm the one that picked these opponents, versus some will say, oh, well, it's my father or it's my management. Because, you know, Manny Pacquiao, he couldn't decide, he never could decide who was the ones making these fights. He'd say, oh, it's something like trainer Bob Arum. And Bob Arum, oh, Manny's the guy that picks these fights. It's not me. It's Manny. And Freddie wrote, well, if you don't understand, Manny is the one. Manny is the one that picks these fights. He tell me who he wants to fight. And we run into Bob Arum. And that's how the fight get made. I mean, real talk. So, it's always been confusion between those three motherfuckers who decides what fight get made. And you have that with Danny Garcia. He'll say, oh, well, you have to talk to Al Heyman, but then Angel has said he picks the guys who Danny Garcia should fight. And As I said before, one of those fights was Kareem Mayfield. But then again, a lot of people have turned down fights with Kareem Mayfield. That's fact. Kareem Mayfield was always one of those dudes. He was like the odd man out in certain fights. He was that dude that just couldn't get those big fights, even though he deserved them. Now, before somebody come on here and say, well, he lost to people. Well, every fighter they lost, except for Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward, that doesn't mean shit. You know? Sometimes you don't get up for certain fights. That's fact. When you feel like you should be fighting other guys. You know? So, at the end of the day, that's been one of the problems that a lot of fans have had with Danny Garcia. That's why he's earned the name Cherry Garcia. You know? You know, he chose to fight Paulie Malignaggi, guys like Robert Guerrero. He chose to fight those type of dudes. When he could have been had a fight with Sean Porter. He could have been had a fight with Errol Spence. And he could have fought Kell Brook, all those type of dudes. But he chose not to. So that's how he's earned the name Cherry Garcia. He's brought it on himself. But I just wanted to run that by you guys right quick. But anyway, let me move on to the next video.